You can get the cards you need for today's Budget Magic deck and support the show from this episode's sponsor, Card Kingdom. Just follow the link in the description box down below. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So this week, we are heading to Modern for a somewhat meme-ish deck. I'm calling this one Mono Green Control. Basically, Mono Green, turn your stuff into artifacts, and then blow up your stuff with Reclamation Sages, Viridian Shamans, tons of things that blow up artifacts and enchantments. So that's basically the plan for the deck. The biggest upside of this deck, apart from being hilarious, is it's only 65 bucks a paper, 30 ticks on Magic Online, only because Scavenging Ooze is actually kind of expensive. I think Scavenging Ooze is like 22 of the $30 on Magic Online, but regardless, super cheap for Modern. A quick reminder before we break down Mono Green Control. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Budget Magic in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk some Mono Green Control, starting with our two most important cards. So the cards that we really need pretty much every single game for this deck to do its thing are Liquimetal Coating and also secondarily Myr Landshaper. So these are cards that we can tap to turn something into an artifact. Liquimetal Coating turns anything into an artifact. Myr Landshaper only turns lands into an artifact, but still, that is something. So the idea of this deck is we are going to play these cards, and then we have a ton of creatures that blow up artifacts. So as we are building our board, putting threats on the battlefield, we're also blowing up our opponent's lands or creatures, whatever they have on the battlefield. The probably most powerful thing that I can do is just get down a Liquimetal Coating and just blow up a land turn after turn after turn, while also adding creatures to the battlefield. So for example, in the 3-drop slot, we got Reclamation Sage and Viridian Shaman, 2 powered creatures that blow up an artifact when they come into play. So assuming we get down our Liquimetal Coating on turn 2, turn 3, we use Liquimetal Coating, turn our opponent's best thing into an artifact, Reclamation Sage or Viridian Shaman, blow that up. Worst case, we're just blowing up a land and keeping our opponent low on resources. Best case, we're getting rid of, I don't know, a thing in the ice or some really powerful creature or even a planeswalker. So that's kind of step 1 to the deck. Then we have, further up the curve, Wickerburrow Elder and Conclave Naturalist. So these cards are really similar to our 3-drops. They can blow up artifacts, so they work with our combo. They also give us a little bit bigger of a body, because remember, we don't really have a finisher. Our creatures that are blowing up artifacts are also the finishers in this deck. So the idea is kind of this weird mono green control-y tempo deck, where we're blowing up something every single turn, beating down with our random janky creatures, and hoping that that's enough to pick up the win. So Wickerburrow Elder ends up being a 4/4 that blows up an artifact for essentially 5 mana, because we got to pay 1 to activate it. Naturalist, basically the same thing, except it blows up the artifact right away when it comes into play, rather than sitting on the battlefield and doing it. But again, works well with Liquimetal Coating, Myr Landshaper. Finally, Dissenter's Deliverance, just an instant speed way to blow up an artifact. Biggest upside here is it cycles. So if you're looking for our Liquimetal Coating, we sometimes get hands where we just have like a million ways to blow up artifacts, but no Liquimetal Coating, no Landshaper. In those situations, we can always just cycle away Dissenter's Deliverance, dig for our Liquimetal Coating, hopefully find our combo pieces, and then start to blow up our opponent's stuff. And that is the biggest risk of this deck. We only have 4 Liquimetal Coatings, which is by far our most important card, because Myr Landshaper, it is fine, but it does only get land, so if we're getting beaten down by creatures, it doesn't help. So we really need to find these cards consistently and have them stay on the battlefield. Otherwise, Elvish Mystic, Llanowar Elves, just kind of speeds up the deck a little bit, gets us up to our 5-drops a little quicker, sometimes lets us cast multiple things in the same turn. Harmonize is hopefully to make the deck a little more consistent. Since we got all those mana dorks, it's just a way we can draw some cards, keep refueling, filling our hand, find our Liquimetal Coating, our Landshaper, find our artifact destruction. Relic of Progenitus, graveyard hate, it also cycles. Pretty good in our meta at the moment because there's a lot of graveyard decks running around. Worst case, we can just turn it into another card to keep churning through our deck. Mana base, about as simple as it gets. Some forests and a couple of Field of Ruins. Sideboard, for combo in specific, Also Tron if we need to slow them down a little bit while we're getting our plan set up. Damping Sphere just slows down the game. Thragtusk Scavenging Ooze gains us life. Ooze and Relic of Progenitus. Ooze does double duty here. Gives us even more graveyard hate. Then we have some weird removal options. Raking Canopy, primarily for Arclight Phoenix, also really good against Spirits and Lingering Souls, which would be problematic for our deck, because while we have a lot of bodies on the ground, we don't really have ways to deal with flyers. So Raking Canopy kind of cleans that up. Beast Within, kind of a catch-all. Pithing Needle deals with Planeswalkers primarily. Can also do some sweet tricks where we can name fetch lands. If our opponent is getting their lands blown up by our artifact destruction, we can use this to kind of cut out some outs our opponent has to rebuild their mana base. And that is mono green control, mono green artifact control. I don't even know what you want to call it. And that is our budget Magic deck for this week. So this should be interesting. Hopefully the deck is actually at least somewhat competitive. It's really spicy. It's really fun, and the good game should be really good. The question is going to be, is it way too inconsistent? Because my biggest fear is the games where we don't find Liquimetal Coating, or we don't find Myr Landshaper, we don't find any of those, and then we're just left with a whole bunch of Rex Sages and Viridian Shamans and cards that are not really good without our combo pieces. The dream, though, is we just play against Affinity a bunch of times. Then life is good, because we're just naturally built to destroy decks that are relying on artifacts. So fingers crossed we just played against like Hardened Scales, Affinity, again and again and again. Then our record should be great. So anyway, let's give this deck a shot, see if it actually works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap up. Alright, budget Magic time. We are playing some mono green control. And alright, we'll see how this goes. We have our Liquimetal Coating. We're going to need to draw, I guess, a land and have our Liquimetal Coating survive. Island for our opponent. Ancestral Visions. Okay. Oh, that's not a land. Well, Liquimetal Coating. Pass the turn. Oh, if we draw a land, we get to blow up a land for... If we draw a land, we get to blow up lands for 3 turns in a row, which is great. Assuming our opponent doesn't have infinite counters, which... Oh my god, another Ancestral Visions. Land, please. Land, please. Alright, that's a land. So, Liquimetal Coating, Glacial Fortress. And Viridian Shaman. Blow up Glacial Fortress. Pass the turn. Well, that's a plan. Do this every turn. I guess if we can keep our opponent with very few lands, we do minimize the impact of these Ancestrals. Flooded Strand. Opponent. Passing. Well, there's a forest. Play the forest. Attack with Viridian Shaman. Opponent cracks. Hollowed Fountain untapped. Wow, runs out a Snapcaster. Okay. Well, we trade Liquimetal Coating, Hollowed Fountain, and Viridian Shaman. Love land. Pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent stops drawing lands, but these 2 Ancestrals mean that's not super likely. Field of Ruin. Ancestral number 3. Well, we are on the tempo plan. Ooh, Harmonize. Well, get in with Viridian Shaman. Hit our opponent. Target the island. Reclamation Sage. Blow up the island. Opponent's down to 15. Pass the turn. 1 colorless source, but now they get to start drawing cards. Ancestral 1 comes down. Opponent draws 3. We would like another land. Land to play this Naturalist into Wickerboro Elder would be sweet. Ooh, another Field of Ruin. Okay. Opponent passes. Well, now we harmonize. Draw some cards. There's a land. Play the land. Play Elvish Mystic. Combat. Attack. Opponent down to 11, and it's working. It's working. Ancestral. Do they get another one this turn, or is it next turn? All right, another Ancestral. Sure. Yup. Opponent draws. Up to 9. Island. And as foretold. Okay. Play a forest. Liquimetal Coating. Play Wickerboro Elder. Blow up the island. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. And they're dead on board next turn. They get to draw with Ancestral. Oh, no, they don't. Okay. What do you got, opponent? My Kukuru. Oh, this is a turns deck. And oh boy, did we stick it to turns. Okay. That was good. That was really good. All right. Opponent's playing turns, which means probably Pithing Needle for Planeswalkers and Beast Within come in. Huh. That was impressive. We got our lucky red Rex Sage. That was impressive. Very, very impressive. Go down Relic of Progenitus. I mean, that is our plan. Blow it up. Blow it up. Blow it up, blow it up. This deck does need a decent amount of lands to actually function. What are we cutting is the question. We gotta make one cut. Maybe one. Let's go one Dissenter's Deliverance. Run it like that. Alright. Opponent's on the play, which is good for them. Okay. We don't have any way to turn things into artifacts, but we got some mana, and we do have a Beast Within. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Well, Forest, Llanowar Elves. And I mean, worst case, Beast Within does take down a land if we're desperate. Opponent cracks. Hallowed Fountain. So for this deck, the sweet spot, apart from getting lucky, is really 5 mana to start taking turns. Island. Opponent passes. Liquimetal Coating. You can do it, deck. Is our opponent thinking about pathing? Harmonize. Well, let's just pass the turn and plan on using Beast Within. Not really worried about our opponent having a random beast. Field of Ruin. Ancestral Suspended. Well, alright. Beast Within, Hallowed Fountain. Opponent remands. Staying alive. Alright. Well, we didn't draw anything. Let's just harmonize. Alright, pass the turn. Discard a forest. Ancestral taken down. We still do need... Opponent draws a land. And passes. Well, play a forest. Pithing Needle. Name Jason Mind Sculptor. Pass the turn. Actually, let's play Mystic. Pass the turn. Upkeep. Beast Within, Hallowed Fountain. Opponent has Negate. Alright, that is a lot of counters. Opponent. We could use Liquimetal Coating. Flooded Strand. Cracks it. Plains. And Timely Reinforcements. Alright, just make some dorks. Well, let's harmonize. Play a forest. Play Landshaper. Well, this is a big turn cycle. Let's see if our opponent can go off here. They don't have any extra card draw, but if they can take a couple turns, they get to Ancestral. Actually, they only need one turn. We could be in trouble. Opponent had enough counters to stop stuff. There's a Time Warp. Alright. That gets them to Ancestral. Opponent goes attacking. We take it to 17. Opponent refills. Well, now we gotta hope they whiff. Ancestral comes down. Draws up to 6 cards in hand. Well, alright, opponent, land. We might be too far behind here on the land destruction. Game 1 was sweet. Opponent. Apparently we named the wrong Planeswalker. Bounces Landshaper. Well, now the question is, does our opponent have a counter? Play Liquimetal Coating. Wow, another negate. Well, yeah, I think that does it. Wickerboro Elder, Llanowar Elves. Too slow, and we chose the wrong name. Yeah. Now this is where our opponent takes all the turns, and we can't really do anything. Opponent, yeah, Temporal Mastery. I'm very tempted to scoop. I probably get yelled at, but I mean, there is a chance our opponent fizzles. The problem is, even if they fizzle, we can't do anything. So there isn't really a pathway to victory. It's unfortunate that our opponent drew... They sideboard in a lot of counters, which is kind of funny because their counters are not actually that good if we can get down a quick Liquimetal Coating. Because almost all of our destruction stuff is creature-based, so all these negates... Alright, next is a Fate, and we will just call it a day. Alright, well now we know, name Teferi, not Jace. Actually, I think they still have Jace. Jace is usually the staple of this deck. It's way better than Teferi in this deck. So usually they have more Jaces than Teferi. It's just unfortunate that we named the one and they drew the other. Well, here we go. Here we go. We get to be on the play, and basically, if we can sneak down a Liquimetal Coating on turn 2, we should be in good shape. That's what we're hoping for. Well, alright. This is not the dream, but we have Elvish Mystic into Landshaper. And then we have Wickerboro Elder, which is a little more expensive than we want, but Flooded Strand. Opponent passes. I'll play a Forest, play Landshaper. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Hollowed Fountain, untapped. Well, this probably means Path to Exile. Alright, it's an opt. The Nightmare is our opponent just lucks into a Terminus. Opponent, Flooded Strand. Well, come on! 3 mana. I'll play a Forest. Harmonize. Go to combat. And we're going to pass rather than run Landshaper into Snapcaster. Those were some decent draws. Island for our opponent. Ancestral Suspended. Alright, let's see what you got, opponent. Well, step 1, Landshaper, Hollowed Fountain. Play a Forest. Play Wickerburrow Elder. Blow up the land. Pass the turn. Okay, land number 1 down. Gotta keep the lands under control. Opponent, Field of Ruin. And passes. Well, Landshaper the island. Viridian Shaman. Blow up the island. Play Pithing Needle. Name Flooded Strand. Go to combat. Attack. That was some free land destruction. Actually, let's get in with Elder and use this to play Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Oh, we're close. Ancestral ticking down. Opponent finds a Plains. Passes. Well, Harmonize. Draw some cards. Play a land. Plains. Artifact. Rexage. Blow up the Plains. If we keep our opponent off white mana, we get to avoid Terminus as well. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. Down to 7, and I think we have lethal. Opponent. Yup. Field of Ruin. We got him. Huh! Ultra budget mono green control taking down Teferis and Jaces in turns. That might be the only match we win with this deck. Huh! But that so makes it worth it. That is so worth it to Jacob out. Got him. Oh, sweet. Sweet. All right, budget magic time. We are playing some mono green artifact control, and all right, we got our lesser artifact maker in Myr Landshaper, but this is a decent start. Llanowar, Landshaper, hopefully get to these 2 land destruction spells, I guess. Polluted Delta for our opponent, and passes. I'll play a Forest and Landshaper. Pass the turn. We would like this Landshaper to live. That would be helpful. Opponent cracks. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Untaps. Island for our opponent. I'll play a Forest. Go to combat. Actually, no attacks. Let's just play Wickerburrow Elder. See if our opponent has Remand. They do. Yep. Well, that's a Remand. Hopefully they don't have more remands. Swamp for our opponent. Passes. Well, Forest. Wickerburrow Elder. Okay. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. That's unfortunate. Opponent. Land. Wilderness Reclamation. If they untap and cast Cryptic Command, I am going to cry. Play a Forest. Naturalists. Well, sometimes they just have it, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it, and now the game's over. Well, we tried. We did our thing. We tried. Our opponent, I mean, they had the perfect draw. 2 2-mana counters, Wilderness Reclamation into Cryptic. That is the Wilderness Reclamation nut draw. If they were missing any one of those pieces, we would be at least in the game. But now I think we just, we're actually going to concede here very shortly. Our opponent, at this point, we will just never resolve anything. Opponent, going to float some mana. Fatal Push Llanowar Elves. Cracks Misty Rainforest. Mystical Teachings. All right, yeah. And we will scoop it up. Let's go to sideboarding, see what happens. So there's good news, bad news. Bad news is that our opponent has roughly 1 million counter spells. The good news is, if, like that last game, if we had been able to resolve our spell on turn 3, there's a decent chance we just keep blowing up lands and win the game. So it didn't work out that time, obviously. But there is a pathway to victory, and we're naturally good at killing Wilderness Reclamation. Well, this is awkward. I don't think 3 Scavenging Ooze is ideal. We've somehow drawn all of our Scavenging Oozes, and no combo pieces, really. Polluted Delta for our opponent. I'll play a land, play Scavenging Ooze, play Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. So we're pretty clearly on the creature beatdown plan here. Opponent, Breeding Pool, tapped. Opponent, Island, and passes. I'll play a forest, go to combat, attack. Opponent takes it. Play Relic of Progenitus. Play Scavenging Ooze. Eat Polluted Delta. Well, we'll see. I mean, we have power on the battlefield. We don't really have any synergistic pieces. Watery Grave, tapped. Opponent, passing. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, Wickerboro Elder. Go to combat, attack. Hit our opponent down to 11. And pass the turn. Opponent, untaps. This Wickerboro does cover Wilderness Reclamation here. Island. Opponent, passing. Mineral Forest. Well, go to combat. Opponent taps us down with Cryptic. Well, Scavenging Ooze. Eat the Cryptic. Pass the turn. We have lethal on board, and Wilderness Reclamation doesn't get us. Definitely not our next plan to play like janky mono green stompy. Really janky mono green stompy. Opponent, passing. Now go to combat. Another Cryptic. Exile Cryptic. Play a land, pass the turn. Well, opponents chaining together their Cryptics to not die. Sooner or later they're going to run out, and they're going to need a real sweeper. Misty. Opponent. Passes. I'll play a forest, go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Cracks. Oh my goodness. Do they actually have something? Gets a forest. Abrupt Decay on Scavenging Ooze. So eat Scavenging Ooze. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's still lethal. Snapcaster. But can't cast Abrupt Decay. Okay. Blocks what? Scavenging Ooze. Well, eat a card. Snapcaster dies. Down to 3. And we will pass the turn. All right, opponent. We got you to 3. Can you finish it off somehow? Grow Spiral. Watery Grave. Watery Grave is a little scary. Double black could be sweeper mana. Island. This also potentially lets them double Wilderness Reclamation, which we couldn't stop with this Wickerboro Elder. That's why we're not casting Harmonize, is we need to leave up Wickerboro Elder for Wilderness Reclamation. Next turn we can cast it, because we can use our elf mana if we need to. We don't need them for lethal. Opponent. Are we going to win this through double Cryptic Command? Mystical Teachings. Okay. I'm guessing this is just another Cryptic. Cryptic number 3. That does keep our opponent alive for another turn. Yeah, Cryptic number 3. Opponent's passing. So we eat Teachings. Eat Grow Spiral. Eat Abrupt Decay. Eat Snapcaster. Untap. Llanowar. Well, go to combat. Opponent Cryptics. Number 3. Keeps him alive. Well, exile. Harmonize. Pass the turn. All right, opponent. What do you got? We've gotten through 3 Cryptic commands. Polluted Delta. 4 cards in hand. 3 life. Cracks Polluted Delta. Down to 2. Gets a swamp. Desperation Blue Sun Zenith. Blue Sun X1. And scoops it up. We got there. Okay. Well, apparently, ultra janky creature beats can get the job done. It's possible. Just to jank them out. Let's go up this other relic. Relic's pretty good. Run it like that. Minimize our artifact-only destruction, because cards like Rexage, Wickerboro Elder, they answer Wilderness Reclamation as well, which is a nice bonus if we don't have a Liquimetal Coating. Okay. Well, We only have one land, but we have Liquimetal Coatings, and we got Dorks. Island for our opponent. Passes. Well, Forest, there's a land. And Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it works. Opponent opts. I feel like this hand has a chance. Especially if we draw into more artifact destruction. Opponent. Delta. And passes. I'll play a Forest. Play Liquimetal Coating. Play Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Opponent opts. To the bottom. Cracks. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Yup. Opponent. Tap land. Ooh, let's see what we draw. Forest. Well, I mean, Liquimetal Coating Tar Pit. We gotta try. If it all goes wrong, it all goes wrong. Naturalist. Opponent has the remand. Not ideal. Well, let's see if they get Wilderness Wreck. Island. And passes. Now we're kind of Liquimetal Coated flooding somehow. Play Relic. Opponent's going to Snapcaster. Man, I wish we had drawn a land here. Opponent lets it resolve. Well, let's sack Relic. Pass the turn. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Growth Spiral. Okay, upkeep stop. Beast within Tar Pit. Kills a Mystic. Alright. Well, hopefully we draw lands. Opponent, combat. Gets it. Down to 18. Passes. Alright, there's Field of Ruin. So, Liquimetal Coating. Naturalist. Oh, this is a big card. We really need this to resolve. Floats a mana. Okay, resolves. Blow a Breeding Pool. Now we need to keep drawing. Keep drawing ways to blow up. Alright, Growth Spiral. Ooh, they drew a land. That's a good draw for our opponent. Untaps. Our hand is not good. Opponent. Passing. Let me draw a Forest. I'll play the Forest. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it. Play Landshaper. Pass the turn. Snapcaster Growth Spiral. Yup. Opponent. Growth Spirals into a land. The lands keep coming. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Well, we'll kill the Snapcasters. Take 3. Opponent passes. We draw another land. Well, get in with Naturalists. Play Liquimetal Coating. Forest. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Gets in. Hits us. Down to 12. Oh, there it is. There it is. Untaps. We draw another land. Alright, well, attack. This isn't great. This isn't great. Opponent. Yeah, now they have Wilderness Wreck. Little sad to be the deck that has literally like 12 ways to kill Wilderness Wreck in the main deck and still getting got by it. Opponent. Floating mana. This is usually a sign that the game's ending. They have Nexus of Fate. Untaps. Combat. Gets in. Down to 6. Opponent. Passing. Well, go to combat. Get in with Naturalists. Hit our opponent. Play Scavenging Ooze. Opponent remands. Well, play Scavenging Ooze. Wow, remand. Well, play a Forest. Play Scavenging Ooze. Pass the turn. That's a lot of card draw, though. Opponent just drew 2 cards. What do you got, opponent? Polluted Delta. Cracks it to 2. Gets a Swamp. So black mana achieved. Boy, this ended up being super close. Wow, so close. Opponent. Thinking it over. Combat. Attacks. Well, we'll take it. Down to 3. What do you got, opponent? Wilderness Wreck. Well, alright. Ooze, eat a Snapcaster. Untap. Landshaper. Well, go to combat. Opponent has Cryptic. Play Landshaper. Pass the turn. Oh my goodness, this game. Opponent. Assassin's Trophy Naturalist. Okay. We grab a forest. Untaps. I'm guessing this means our opponent has Consume the Meek. Or is going to get Consume the Meek to sweep the board. Watery Grave tapped. Opponent. Attacks. Yeah, we'll block. Wow. So close. So close. Wilderness Wreck. Yup. Floating mana. Untaps. They have Consumed the Meek. So we get rid of Cryptic. Boy, do we give it a run. Get rid of Remand. Get rid of Remand. Get rid of Assassin's Trophy. Get rid of Echoing Decay. There goes our board. Opponent passes. Well, ooze. Do you have an answer? Resolves. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent. Little Blue Sun Zenith. Alright, well, we'll see. We'll see what they draw. We haven't been able to get rid of Wilderness Reclamation. Somehow. Island. Opponent opts. To the bottom, to the bottom. Alright, to the bottom. Opponent's passing. Wilderness Reclamation. Floating mana. Wow, they keep drawing it. Alright. They did just draw 3. Well, eat some stuff. Grow Spiral. Snapcaster. Tar Pit. Breeding Pool. Yeah, there goes our threat. Untaps. Oh, deck. Deck. Pass the turn. Wow, we made this close. We're going to lose, but for being a ultra budget, super janky deck, we've done some sweet things. Llanowar Elves. All right, get in there, Lanny. I can't believe we have not been able... Opponent. Million mana. Oh, did they draw Blue Sun Zenith again? That's bad. Logic Knot X8. All right. Well, pass the turn. I can't believe we haven't been able to... opponent goes to 1. Gets a Watery Grave. Yeah, let's Field a Ruin, I guess. Get a Forest. Opponent gets an Island. I can't believe we haven't been able to get rid of this dang Wilderness Reclamation for an ungodly number of turns. Grow Spiral. Opponent draws. Boy. Well, we put up an insane fight. Nexus of Fate. It's going to go for naught, but we did put up an absurdly good fight. Opponent untaps extra turn. Ground Catacombs. Opponent passes. I'll play Relic of Progenitus. Crack Relic of Progenitus. Oh, God. No. Polluted Delta. Opponent passes. I'll play Rexage. Opponent remands. Play Rexage. Grow Spiral. Resolves. Get rid of Wilderness Reclamation. Yes, please. Finally. Pass the turn. Opponent has Devour Flesh. Oh. We can't close it out. We can't close it out. Opponent. Passing. Harmonize. Oh, no. Oh, they top decked a Cryptic. Oh. Oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh. Wow. All right. That's brutal. Landshaper. Sure. Oh, I can't believe that happened. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Tar Pit. Oh, we got there! Oh my God! Landshaper! They couldn't trigger Revolt! They had Fatal Push in hand, they couldn't trigger Revolt, and we got there! Yes! Oh my goodness! They drew so many cards! And they couldn't get there! And they were at 1, so they couldn't crack the fetch, and we had no non-basic, so they couldn't Field of Ruin! Whoa! Whoa. I thought it was lost. I thought all was lost. Okay. Well, I have no idea how that worked. Our deck did not do at all what we were intending to do. I don't think we blew up a single land. I guess we beast within one land. And they had a wilderness wreck for a million turns because we didn't draw anything. And Myr Landshaper takes it down at the end. Well, score one for Liquimetal Control. Wow. All right. I'm shocked. I cannot believe that worked, but we'll take it. Our opponent drew their whole deck too. They had like 14 cards left, and they couldn't figure out a way to beat our deck that did nothing. Okay. Well, that was sweet. All right. Budget magic time. We are playing some mono green artifact control. And sand's so slow. We're gonna mulligan. All right. I don't know if this is much better, but we will put forest to the bottom. I mean, maybe relic's good. If relic's good, this is good. Relic, go. See what our opponent's up to. We can always cash in relic to draw a card. Cavern of Souls on human. All right, this might be sketchy. Opponent passes. Well, forest, go. Definitely going to cash in this relic. We do get to blow up Ether Vial, which is something. Not sure that'll be enough. We're going to need to find... unclaimed territory. We're going to need to find some action pretty quick. All right, that's a dead freebooter. In the sense that there's nothing to exile. Boy, I hope we play Affinity at some point. Or an artifact deck of some kind. This is probably going to be a hard matchup. Opponent vials in something. Well, draw a card. Harmonize. Opponent. Noble Hierarch. Passes. I'll play Field of Ruin. And, yeah, I mean, get rid of the Ether Vial. Pass the turn. If we can find a way to, I guess, Liquimetal Coating to start killing creatures, we got a shot. Harmonize might help us get there. Opponent. Thalia. That slows down our Harmonize. Opponent gets in. Yup. Down to 18. Well, play Llanowar Elves. Slow. Opponent. Cracks Horizon Canopy, draws a card. Ziggurat. And Reflector Mage. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. Opponent. Attacks. Hits us. Well, we take it. Down to 15. That's a land, but we still can't harmonize. Alright, so we're going to run out Rex Age. For literally no value. This Thalia Reflector Mage, while not really good against our deck, is actually really obnoxious here since it's keeping us from harmonizing. Opponent untaps. Ziggurat. And opponent. Oh, freebooter to take our harmonize. That's sad. We were really counting on that. Well, we really just need to draw Liquimetal Coating this turn. Opponent attacks. Well, block. Kill Reflector Mage. We need we need Liquimetal Coating. That's the card we need. Oh dear. Well, play Llanowar. We've drawn every 5-drop in our deck, which is a lot. Island, opponent, combat. Hits us. Down to 8. Well, let's Field of Ruin. Blow up Cavern. Get a forest. We're running out of time. I'll play Wickerburrow Elder. Pass the turn. Oh, come on. Liquimetal Coating. Land. Another Noble Hierarch. So our opponent can keep getting in the air. That's why we need the coating. Freebooter. Hits us. Yeah. Down to 5. Come on, deck. Landshaper. The wrong one. Well, play Landshaper. Pass the turn. Yeah. We got one turn. One turn to draw Liquimetal Coating if our opponent has nothing. Oh, Thalia's Lieutenant. Now we have 0 turns. Yeah, that kills us. Attacks. Well, we will... Actually, I guess we just get to block here. I think we're... Yeah, chump. I think we're just dead, though. I think we're dead no matter what. Because even if we draw Coating, at best we can kill one freebooter, but we're dead to both of them. Yeah, we draw land. All right. Well, 2 sideboarding. Bring in 2 Raking Canopies, Thragtusk, and I guess Scavenging Ooze? Go down. Man, we drew all 3 Naturalists, too. Go down Relics. Go down a Naturalis, a Wickerburrow Elder, and, 1 Harmonize. Let's run it like that. Alright. This is definitely a challenging matchup. We need that coating going, and we need it quick. Being able to kill Ether Vial is nice, but I don't think it's really enough to make this a good matchup. Well, okay. This is interesting. We have Liquimetal Coating, but we don't have any way to blow up an artifact. And depending on our opponent's draw, we might get stuck with Harmonizes in hand. Island, Ether Vial, come on, deck. You can do it. All right, there's a Forest. So, well, play Coating. This gives us the highest upside. We could just draw like a Rex Sage or Viridian Shaman and start blowing things up. Vial, taken up. Just getting rid of the Vial would be nice. Vial's in Champion of the Parish, Cavern of Souls, on Human, and Thalia. Well, come on, deck. This is the time. That's Viridian Shaman. So Liquimetal Coating, Champion of the Parish, Viridian Shaman, kill Champion of the Parish. Pass the turn. Vial, taken up. Horizon Canopy. Cracks it. Well, the more Viridian Shamans, the better. Opponent gets in. We'll take it. Down to 18. Play Llanowar Elves. Play Scavenging Ooze. Pass the turn. Ether Vial has Phantasmal Image. Oh. Tricky opponent. Alright. Well, that's not ideal. We lose our Liquimetal Coating to Phantasmal Image our own Viridian Shaman. Eh? Hoisted by our own petard, as they say. What do you got, opponent? Horizon Canopy. Instacrack. Combat. Opponent. No attacks. I'll play Field of Ruin. Harmonize. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Taking up Vial. Well, we have Rex Sage for Vial for next turn, which is good. Freebooter can take our Harmonize, which is not great, but it's fine. Getting rid of Vial is most important. What do you got, opponent? Unclaimed Territory. That's actually a big draw for our opponent, because we were able to Field of Ruin Cavern. Opponent. Attacks. Well, I mean, we will block Viridian Shaman. Trade off. Untap. Forest. 1, 2. So Field of Ruin Cavern. Get a Forest. Oh, opponent has a Plains. Rex Sage. Get rid of Ether Vial. Pass the turn. Ziggurat. And an Offenza. Okay. That's not especially good against us. I guess it's big. Let's ooze a Phantasmal Image. Take our beats. Untap. Well, Unclaimed Territory. Field of Ruin Unclaimed Territory. Grab a land. Play Landshaper. And, yeah, let's just pass. See what our opponent has. Being able to start blowing up lands would be nice. Horizon Canopy. Opponent, combat. Attacks. I mean, we are going to block an Offenza and eat Champion of the Parish. Trade-off. Especially since we have another Scavenging Ooze, this seems worth it. Phantasmal Image, Rex Sage, blows up Landshaper. These Phantasmal Images have been super annoying. Well, play Scavenging Ooze. Play Mystic. Play Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Unclaimed Territory. On. Human. What does our opponent have left? Another Anaffenza. Yup. Opponent. Gets in for 2. Well, Scavenging Ooze, eat Anaffenza. Scavenging Ooze, eat Landshaper. Down to 15. Play Llanowar Elves. Well, I mean, we found the Liquimetal Coating. We need ways to blow up artifacts, and we should be good. Pass the turn. There's some risk holding it in hand because of Freebooter, but there feels like there's almost more risk putting it on the battlefield. Noble Hierarch. Opponent. Freeboots in. Yeah, we take it. Well, Scavenging Ooze, eat a Viridian Shaman. Come on, deck. Artifact Destruction. Forest. Well, we keep passing. Oh dear. Opponent untaps. Combat. If we draw one artifact destruction spell, things should spiral out of control in our favor. Opponent gets in. Well, eat our opponent's graveyard, even though I don't think it's relevant. Eat. Might as well. We got the mana. Eat. Come on, artifact destruction. Forest. Well, pass the turn. Oh, magic gods. We have like 20 spells that do it in our deck, and we cannot find a single one. Come on, deck. Come on, magic gods. Cavern. Human. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Yeah, we take it. Down to 7. Oh, Lord Almighty. Lord Almighty! No! Not like this, magic gods. Oh, this is the worst. Reflector Mage. This is absurd. Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen something worse than this. Opponent decides to go on the big attack. Well, we will block Anafenza, block Rex-Age. Wow. This is literally the worst. Drop to 2. Man. Our deck really betrayed us. And now I don't think we can win even if we draw something, unfortunately. Knight of Autumn. Well, it was right to hold on to the Liquimetal Coating. And it's a Llanowar Elves. Oh! Well, that's a brutal one. That one, I feel like we got a bit unlucky. If we had drawn a single artifact destruction spell, and just for confirmation, let's do a quick little count here. How many do we actually have in this deck? 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ugh, along with Harmonizes, which would draw us into it, and yeah, that was brutal. Alright, well, it's a janky deck, and sometimes you just whiff, unfortunately. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some mono green artifact control in Modern, and yeah, we'll give this a shot. Forest and Relic. So with this hand, we're looking at turn 3 Landshaper, unfortunately. Turn 4 Viridian Shaman. Opponent. Bloodstained Myr. And passes. Forest, Goo. Opponent cracks. Blood Crypt. Tapped. Opponent. Faithless Looting. Double Bloodghast. Land. Well, I guess this is as good a time as any to crack the Relic. Get rid of the Bloodghast. And a Faithless Looting. Not a game-ending Relic, but still good. Opponent passes. Ooh, there's Liquimetal Coating. Well, let's play Coating. That's more likely to stick around. This is a huge turn. We're really hoping for no Cathartic Reunion. That's Cathartic Reunion. Yup. With the Dredger. Into another Dredger. Into 2 Narcomoebas, into Prized Amalgam, into Creeping Chill. Alright, well, that is what Dredge tries to do, and did. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And a land. Opponent gets back Prized Amalgam. We untap. Liquimetal Coating a land. Viridian Shaman. Blow up the land. Opponent cracks Wooded Foothills. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Now play a Forest, play Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Opponent. The problem is we know they have life from the loam, so we know they get to keep getting back lands. So the blowing up the land plan is not that good, and the blowing up our opponent's stuff plan is also not super helpful since it all comes back. They got a land anyway. Wooded Foothills. We really need to draw into Graveyard Hate, and we need to do it pretty quick here. Stomping Grounds, untap down to 18. Opponent. Looting. Gonna set things up for next turn. Yeah, Stinkweed, life from the loam. Well, if we can harmonize into our other Relic, we have a shot. Opponent gets in. Well, we're gonna take it. Down to 13. Harmonize. Relic. Ugh, no. Oh, we didn't hit anything, did we? Well, play a Forest. Get in with Shaman. Yeah. Good news is we do have quite a few cards in the graveyard that are helpful. We get the other 2 relics and 3 scavenging oozes. Opponent dredges, hits a creeping chill. Alright. Yeah, let's go to sideboard. There's not really any coming back from that point. So we get to bring in 2 more relics, 3 scavenging oozes. And I guess maybe just a Thragtusk. Go down Wickerboro Elders. 1 Landshaper. 1 Landshaper and a couple of Mana Dorks, I guess. Well, let's run it like that. Alright, we're on the play. Come on, Graveyard Hate. Well, okay. We have a lot of what we want. We have a Relic. We have a Liquimetal Coating. We do need to draw cards that go with that. If we do, we got a shot. Well, Forest and Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Opponent. Ooze would be a good draw. Blood Crypt, untapped. Dark Blast. Alright, that's obnoxious. Well, not that bad. Play a Forest, play Relic. Eat the Dark Blast. And I think we just have to leave up Relic here and play it slow, in case there's a Cathartic Reunion in our future. Wooded Foothills. Opponent. Passing. I'll play a Forest, play Elvish Mystic. Play Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Opponent. Wooded Foothills. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Well, eat a Wooded Foothills. Opponent. Untaps. Copperline Gorge. So far, Relic's been holding down the fort. Conflagrate. Does this just discard some cards? Yep. Well, I guess we have to crack this Relic. Sack Relic. Exile the graveyards. We hit a land. And land. I'll play the land. Harmonize. Okay. No Graveyard Hate. Opponent draws. Land. Untapped. Creeping Chill. Sure. Opponent passing. Well, we get to start blowing up lands. Play a Forest. Liquimetal Coating. Target Blood Crypt. Viridian Shaman. Blow it up. Still gonna need Graveyard Hate at some point. Pass the turn. Ugh, there's the looting. Well, we're gonna need Graveyard Hate soon. Dark Blast and Stinkweed Imp. Well, come on, Graveyard Hate. Forest. That's not Graveyard Hate by any stretch. More lands. Well, play Rexage. Blow up a land. Yeah. Get in with Viridian Shaman. But now our opponent gets to dredge. If only we had drawn a Scavenging Ooze, I think we'd be good. But we've kind of just not... Alright. Creeping Chill Narcomoeba. Yeah. Down to 14. Opponent goes to 19. Narcomoeba comes into play. Ancient Grudges. Well, we need Graveyard Hate, and we need it this turn. That's an Ooze. Alright, play Scavenging Ooze. That's what we were looking for. We might have a chance now. Eat Stinkweed Imp. Eat Dark Blast. Eat... Opponent's done! We got there! Our Graveyard Hate came through. Scavenging Ooze saves the day, and... Alright, we're one game away from beating Dredge with the jank of all jank. Alright, run it back. Give us that Graveyard Hate. We need a Relic in our opener. That's the plan. That is the plan. Alright, opponent's on the play. Alright, that's a Relic. That is the card we needed in our opener. So we have hope. On the draw, it is possible our opponent's best draws could overwhelm it. Like turn 1 Faithless Looting into Dredger into Lucky Dredging. Yeah, we keep. Opponent going to 5. Okay. No Faithless Looting. No Faithless Looting. No Faithless Looting. Opponent. Foothills. And passes. Well, play a Forest. Play Relic. Pass the turn. Cathartic Reunion is still scary. Opponent draws. Did they hit land number 2? Opponent cracks. So we gotta hope this is not Cathartic Reunion. And instead, like, Faithless Looting. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Okay. And a land. Opponent's passing. Well, eat away with the Relic. Untap. Forest and Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. We are leaving up this Relic until they kill it. And hoping to draw into a Scavenging Ooze. Or more... Done! Huh! Well... It took some relics on turn 1, but that's how you beat Dredge. We janked him out, and, okay. Mono Green Artifact Control. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. This deck. Alright, we'll take it. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some mono green artifact control, and, well, alright. I guess we keep this. Bloodstained Myr, opponent. Passes. Well, Forest and I guess just Relic. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Watery Grave. Tapped. Untaps. Bloodstained Myr. Cracks it. Well, exile something. Opponent. Steam Vents. So, Grixis Death Shadow. Yup. Wow. That's double trouble. Inquisition. Huh! Alright. That's rough. Opponent passes. Takes Landshaper. We draw Viridian Shaman. Well, Relic, draw a card. Forest, and Mystic. Pass the turn. We gotta crack the Relic to keep them from, like, Gurmag angling this turn. Opponent. Inquisition. Takes Viridian Shaman. Watery Grave. Untapped. Fatal pushes. And passes. Well, Forest. Landshaper. What's our opponent doing? Alright. I think they have Stubborn Denial, but Myr Landshaper is a creature. Oh, Thought Scour, maybe? Is our opponent just confused? Alright. Landshaper down. Few little pump fakes in there. Opponent. Untaps. Scalding Tarn. Dismembers. Okay. We draw something. Mystic. Well, play Mystic. Play Mystic. Forest. Pass the turn. Well, now I guess the plan is Mystic beats and hope our opponent doesn't draw a threat for a bit. Blood Crypt. Tapped. Down to 9. Pluto Delta. Opponent. Passing. Harmonize might be good here. Rexage. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Down to 7. Yeah, alright. Run out Rexage. I mean, I guess we're trying to win on the beatdowns. I guess that is where we're at. Opponent cracks. Just hope our opponent doesn't draw a threat for a while, and we get there with our janky beats. Opponent untaps. There's the Death Shadow. Opponent passing. We draw Relic. Well, play Relic. There's the Stubborn Denial. Alright, pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent untaps, draws. Combat. Gets in. Oh, so they drew another threat? That's not good. Down to 13. Passes. I'll go to combat. Yeah, go attacking. Opponent to 2. Llanowar. Pass the turn. Well, I mean, this is it. Opponent untaps. Combat. Well, we block. If they have the combo, they have the combo. Alright. Well, opponent had the combo. Not much we can do about combos being drawn. Alright. So Scavenging Ooze, Thragtuscan. Viridian Shaman out. We're never gonna play a actual artifact deck, are we? It's starting to look like we're just not ever gonna actually play an artifact deck. That is the dream. I mean, obviously they're a certain percentage of the field, so it's not like we're guaranteed to hit one, but they are some of the most heavily played decks in the format, like Hardened Scales, even Tron. Those are decks that are very near the top of the format. So, odds are not that bad that we hit one once in a while, but apparently not. Opponent. Thoughtseize. Sure. We almost got there in game 1. Opponent had basically a 1-turn window to draw Death Shadow, and they drew Death Shadow in that exact 1-turn window. So, I mean, what can you do? Play a Field of Ruin, pass the turn. This is not looking great. Opponent untaps. Thoughtseize number million. Down to 14. Wow, opponent kept a 1-lander, but we can't really punish them. Well, exile Thoughtseize. Untap. Play a Forest. Field of Ruin. Blow up Watery Grave. Get a Forest. Exile Watery Grave. Play Relic. Pass the turn. Opponent must have multiple Death Shadows in hand, I would guess. Thoughtseize. Alright, this gets our opponent low enough on life they can Death Shadow. Eat a Thoughtseize. Opponent. Passing. Harmonize is not the worst. Let's Harmonize. Draw some cards. Ooh. Alright, there's Liquimetal Coating. We're kind of getting there. Opponent. Untaps. Death Shadow. And passes. I'll play a Forest. Play Liquimetal Coating. Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Well, this is a big turn. If our opponent doesn't draw something here, we get to kill the Death Shadow next turn. Opponent. Fatal Push the Elf. That's fine. Combat. Gets it. We will take 1. And let's crack a Relic. Draw a card. Llanowar. Alright, untap. Land. Okay, so Liquimetal Coating Death Shadow. Play a Forest. Naturalist. Get rid of Death Shadow. Eat a Death Shadow. Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Alright, let's see if we can keep drawing stuff. If we can get rid of this last land, then life looks pretty sweet. Opponent. Death Shadow, number 2. And passes. Llanowar. Alright, cash in Relic. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. Grow the Death Shadow. Thragtusk. Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Combat. No attacks. We draw Artifact Destruction. Ooze. Play Field of Ruin. Go to combat. Yeah, we're just going to attack with everything. Opponent blocks. Drops to 1. Play Ooze. Pass the turn. Okay. Well, it took our opponent only drawing 1 land for the game, but it did work out in the end, and we did get there. Yeah, alright, let's bring in Beast Within for Dissenter's Deliverance. Actually, let's bring it in for a Wicker Burrow Elder, and run it like that. Alright, this hand's actually pretty good. I mean, it can easily get stripped by a million Thought Seizes, but Street Wraith for our opponent. We have our combo. Liquimetal Coating, wow, double Street. Liquimetal Coating, Bobble, Blood Crypt, Faithless Looting. Good golly. Now, well, this is what Death Shadow does. Oh my god. Okay, so opponent played like 6 spells on turn 1. We're going to untap and play a Forest. Bobble draws. Forest. Go. Yeah, another Landshaper. Opponent cracks. Sure. I'm expecting bad things to happen this turn. Opponent. Bobble draws. Is this a massive Gurmag Angler? It is. There's old Gurmag. Opponent. Passes. Well, the good news is, this does mean we get down Liquimetal Coating. Pass the turn. If our opponent continues to not draw lands, there is hope. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Yeah. Down to 15. Inquisition. Come on, Artifact Destruction. They could take our Dissenter's Deliverance. Yup. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. You can do it. You can do it. Harmonize. That's not it. Well, Landshaper. Go. Ugh. That was our turn. They're going to draw a land eventually. Opponent untaps. Swamp. Dismembers. Combat. Attacks. Yeah, down to 10. And a Death... Oh, God, and a Death Shadow. Come on, deck. Alright, that should be game. Harmonize. Oh, too slow, too slow. Oh, opponent. Battle Rage. Wow. I thought we had a chance there. We did not hit our stuff quick enough. Well, we gave Death Shadow a run for the money, and there was a turn where if we drew what we needed, probably very favored to win that game, but opponent had the Inquisition, and that basically shifted the entire game. If we could have blown up that first thing, I think we go on to win there most likely, but yeah, what can you do? Sometimes the deck betrays you. So why don't we learn this week about mono green control for Modern, and overall, the deck did fine. I mean, we ended up with a 3-2 in our video matches, which was a 3-3 overall. There was one extra match where we just mulliganed to 5 a bunch and didn't really do anything, so I recorded another one. It wasn't that entertaining. It was against a Death and Taxes style deck. But really, we've posted a 50-50 record with a really janky ultra budget deck in Modern, so I was actually pretty thrilled. We beat a blue-white turns control deck. We beat Sultai Wilderness Reclamation. We somehow beat Dredge, drawing our relics. We do have Graveyard Hate. But we did lose to some of the creature-based deck, Humans, Death Shadow. Those matchups, though, in all honesty, were pretty close. The Grixis Death Shadow one in specific, we were actually really close. We went 1-1 going into Game 3, and we're like one draw away from winning that Game 3 and winning the match. So all this to say, Mono Green Control, it's really funny, it's really meme-ish, and it does actually sort of work. And I mean, going 50-50, 50% match win percentage with a budget deck, that's pretty fine. And going at it with a $65 ultra budget modern deck, that's even better. So definitely not going to embarrass yourself with Mono Green Control. And the good games are absolutely hilarious. Like, we really stuck it to the blue-white turns control deck, where we're able to just keep them on basically no resources, just keep blowing up their lands, their opponent could never get anything going, so you can do some really hilarious, funny things with the deck. So, I don't know. In all honesty, I wouldn't want this to be my primary modern deck. I wouldn't want Mono Green Control to be like, alright, I'm going to take this to a GP, I'm going to win a GP with it. That seems unlikely to happen, but Mono Green Control, it seems like a hilarious, like, second or third modern deck, since it is really cheap, and most of the cards you might just have laying around is like essentially all random commons and uncommons, outside of some sideboard cards. I guess like Scavenging Ooze costs a little bit, Raking Canopies a few dollars now, maybe like Damping Spheres, so you got a few like, I guess slightly expensive cards, but the main deck is like all just dirt cheap commons and uncommons, so it's a really fun deck to have sitting around, and break out an F&M once in a while, break out with your friends on the kitchen table, and just absolutely make your friends miserable, although they'll probably get annoyed and make you stop playing it eventually, after you just blow up all their stuff. So I think that's where this deck fits in. I wouldn't want this to be my tournament modern deck, my only modern deck, but it's definitely a hilarious deck to just have sitting around for when the mood strikes, and sure, like sometimes it's gonna go horribly. We did have games where we just wouldn't find our Liquimetal Coating, and we were stuck playing just like Rex Sages for no value, again and again and again, and that's pretty bad. So there are bad games with the deck, but the good games are hilarious, and the deck worked way better than I thought. When I put it together, I was like, alright, I'm gonna try this. There's a realistic chance we just like go 0-5, and I can't even like post the videos of it. We'll just do something else, but I'm gonna try it because it's funny, it's a really cool deck, it's also really cheap, and I wanted to make up for last week where our deck went over budget, so I wanted to have a really cheap deck, and it performed way better than I expected. Going 50% win percentage, I am thrilled with pulling that off with Mono Green Control. So anyway, that's been our budget magic for this week. Mono Green, turn your stuff into artifacts and blow them up control. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.